Hello everyone, this is Senrex here with the Order 66 Hellions, and today I will be doing a roster review number 6 on our good friend Sangle. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, on the itinerary today, we are going to be doing an account overview, followed by the strengths and weaknesses. Third, the Grand Arena performance of Sangle. Fourth, we're going to talk about farming, Omicrons, and characters that I think he should be looking at. Fifth, we're going to talk about mods and Datacrons. Sixth, if I was him, what would I farm next? And lastly, we're going to finish off with some self-promotion as always. Let's get right into it. Let's do a brief overview of the account first. 6.5 million GP with 2 Galactic Legends, Jabba the Hutt, with a Relic 9 Chrysanthemum, which is very impressive. This is a brand new Galactic Legend that he has, so a lot of things, or the effect of Jabba the Hutt has not been quite felt yet on his Grand Arena Championship performances, as he is an extremely recent acquisition, and given that information, he is not been used to its full force, and also Jabba the Hutt doesn't have his ultimate ability yet, so he has not fully felt the increase that Jabba the Hutt's going to give him because he does not have him maxed out yet. He also has Jedi Master Luke Skywalker plus General Anakin Skywalker, which is a good combination to have. Sangle has the Profundity, not the Executor, which is kind of a very rare, well, I'd say a very rare observation, as we have no one in our guild doesn't have the Executor, but about half of our guild doesn't have the Profundity, and he is the only person that doesn't have the Executor, but he does have the Profundity, which is very cool. Of course, as always, his Inquisitors are Reva ready, which is what I love to see. He is in Erodium 3 at the time of this recording, 2743, and has a nearly 3.0 mod score, but I am not going to round up today to make him feel better. Let's go over some strengths and weaknesses. We're going to start with the weaknesses. First, his GAC score is pretty low. Second, his mod score is not amazing. And then third, he's got a lack of off-meta fleets. His really own main fleet is the Profundity, which is an amazing fleet, but a little bit of fleet diversification could go a long way. But given this information, he does have a very, very solid choice in Galactic Legends. He has Jedi Master Luke and Jabba the Hutt, which are 2 very, very, very solid Galactic Legends that everyone will hopefully have at some point in their roster. Second, he's got Inquisitors maxed out, which is what we love to see in a team player right here. He's really going to help the guild out in this Reva mission, and every single time he's done it, he's succeeded. His fleet arena rank is good. He averages 7th place. He has a very good Datacrons, and his roster is very focused at 84 relics at 6.4 million galactic power. He's got a little bit more bloat than one of the last ones that we did, but definitely a very focused roster. Important to note, this account is newer compared to most of the accounts in my guild. So part of the reason he has a lack of development in off-meta fleets is that his account has simply just not been around long enough to have accrued all of those fleet characters. His Grand Arena score. So what's going on? He, like a lot of people I've been discussing, has kind of a stagnant Grand Arena score, fluctuating between 2,800 and 2,600. So this is a solid score considering 2 things. First of all, he's only got 1 meta fleet, and his Empire fleet is not amazing. And then he, for most of the time that he has been in this range, he only has 1 Galactic Legend, which is a Jabba the Hutt, no ultimate ability. So he has 1 Galactic Legend, Jedi Master Luke, but his Jabba the Hutt has not been activated for this entire time, and did not have its ultimate ability. It appears that he's using the Rex defense that I recommend, or should I call it the Steve defense that I recommend, and once Jabba's up to snuff, he'll probably get a nice defensive boost, maybe into Kyber 5, Kyber 4 range once his Jabba the Hutt gets ultimate and he slaps that on defense. With that being said, where he's at currently, I don't think there's any like surefire strategy that's going to drastically help him increase his Grand Arena Championship performance. The only thing that I can say is that participation is everything. If he participates in all of his Grand Arenas and gets his Jabba that ultimate ability, I believe he will steadily increase in his Grand Arena Championship ranking. Farming, a few characters that he has that I really think he should farm is his Darth Malgus, his Darth Revan, and his Darth Malak, as well as his Savage Opress. His Sith faction is extraordinarily undeveloped, And if you have Darth Malgus, I really see no reason for you not to farm up Darth Revan, Darth Malak, Savage Opress. So you have a really, really, really solid Sith team that can be great on defense in Grand Arena, with a few Omicron investments, and great on defense or offense in Territory War. I don't think I have any regret in taking my Darth Revan, Darth Malak, and Darth Malgus up to Relic 5 or higher, as well as Savage Opress. I think Savage Opress would be a great Sith standalone character for him to have in his roster that would help him increase his Grand Arena score. I feel like he's getting a new character up to Relic every like 5 or 6 days at this point. So taking Savage up to Relic 5 and putting some good mods on him would not hurt him whatsoever. As for Omicrons, I'd certainly recommend, if he gets Darth Malgus up, getting that Darth Malgus Omicron on his leadership ability. The Darth Treya Omicron. He has Darth Treya to Relic 7 with no Omicron on her. This Omicron, even if the characters in the team aren't all up to Relic, will severely boost the viability of a Darth Treya Sith team. And lastly, Poggle the Lesser. He's got really high, not really high, but fairly high level Geonosians. So I think that the Poggle the Lesser Omicron could be helpful in Territory War if he chooses. Probably not the best decision, but I kind of feel like he's gearing up his Geonosians to Gear 13. So if he's doing that, he should definitely apply the Poggle Lesser Omicron. Talk about mods and Datacrons. He's got a 2.96 mod score, which is solid, but we'd like to see that increased a little bit. So how would I go about increasing it if I was in his shoes? Definitely you're going to want to farm credits from the guild store and squad arena score. Then I would recommend purchasing any 3 to 4 5 speed mods that are in the 5A, 5B tier, and these mods should also have viable primary stats. Then I'd go through and I'd make sure that I'm selling all my mods that don't have speed secondaries to keep my mod inventory organized, and then focus on modding one character or one squad at a time. I find this helps, as I was looking through his mods a little bit, and it looks like he's kind of jumped around on some of his projects. So sticking to one character, one faction, one squad at a time is definitely a good way to organize it. You can do a couple loadout tabs and have that. That works. That's how I do it, and that works out pretty well. And last thing is time. Time is everything. It's going to take time to accrue those really good mods that we'd all like to see, but just keep consistent with it, and you'll get there eventually. A 4.0 mod score would be amazing, and even with that being said, a 2.9 is not bad whatsoever. It just could use a little bit of improvement and a little more tender love and care in order to get it up. Let's talk about his Datacrons. So at 6.4 million GP, he has 4 level 9 Datacrons, as well as a host of Datacrons that are approaching level 9. This is what we love to see, as level 9 Datacrons are everything, as well as a good breadth and depth of Datacrons are going to help you out significantly. I see that he uses Datacrons in just about every single team in Territory War and every single team in Grand Arena, which is honestly all we can ask for. If every single team that you have up to Relic's got Datacrons on it, you're in a great position, and Sangle is in an amazing position when it comes to Datacrons overall. Let's talk about who he should farm next. It looks like he's farming Jedi Master Kenobi. He's about halfway there, and a lot of the characters for JMK are up to Gear 12 right now, approaching Gear 13. So I think JMK is a great step as a next Galactic Legend for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's amazing. He counters every single Galactic Legend that is not named Lord Vader with Reva or Jabba the Hutt with anyone. And even with Jabba the Hutt, you can use a Padme Jedi Master Kenobi team to clean that team up pretty easily. Second, I'd recommend his Sith Empire, Darth Malgus, Darth Revan, Malak, Bastila Shan Fallen. This team is never going to hurt to have. Next, I'd go straight into the Executor Fleet, as having a second meta fleet would be amazing. Maybe Leviathan if he really wants to, but honestly, I don't think that he has all of the required ships for Leviathan, so there's really no incentive to push it all the way into Leviathan right now. What Galactic Legends should he go for next? I've got 3 listed out here. I'm going to go over the ones that make the most sense to me. Lord Vader, Leia, and Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He has a really, really, really solid Rebel base, so I think his head start on Leia could be pretty good, so he's probably about halfway there with the current characters he has farmed. But with that being said, 3 marquee characters are pretty expensive to get, so if he's not interested in Leia, that makes sense. Next, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is a great overall Galactic Legend. It's going to help him counter Jabba the Hutt on offense, as well as a few other Galactic Legends that are pretty noteworthy, as well as give him like a second or an off-meta fleet in in the finalizer. Lastly, Lord Vader would be my number one choice for him, as this is going to get him his bad match up, which is going to be extremely helpful in his Grand Arena, as well as the fact that he is going to get Riva long before anyone in his arena shard, and probably long before anyone in his GAC bracket has her. So having the Lord Vader Riva combo is a nasty, and I think that would be a really great investment for him long term. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're interested in a roster review like this one, post your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg in the comments below. And if you're tired of being in a guild that doesn't get all the Riva shards, come join my guild, the Order 66 Hellions. We have a 100% success rate on the Riva mission, and we're looking for a few new members. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.